want to remind you again that the money is being tripled. Anything that you can donate is very much appreciated, and there are several ways to donate.
Call 414-337-9554, or you can text the word miracle to 414-799-1965, and you'll get a link to donate. Go to WKLH.com. You can follow us along on our social media, too, courtesy of Boucher.com. All of these interviews will be up on Facebook and Instagram, and there's links there, so you can just watch these and click on the link. It's super easy, and it's being tripled.
Being tripled right now until 5 o'clock. Let's welcome Nick and Jody Zerillo, who drove all the way from Green Bay to talk about their family and their children's hospital experience. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So, Jody, we'll start with you. You guys have 3 daughters.
Correct.
Okay, and they are?
22, 21, and 17.
Okay. And this is a really crazy story, but you guys, in the late 90s, you're married, you buy a motorcycle, you decide, you're just newly married, you decide to make out your will. And what did you guys do?
We talked about it. For some reason, we wanted to put children's in our will. We didn't know anybody that had used their services. And it was just on our hearts. And we said, someday we'll have kids, probably, but it was just on our hearts to put them in our will at that time.
Like it was meant to be.
Yeah. And it's mind-boggling.
It is.
You guys live in Green Bay, right? And you just decided, okay, if something happens, the money's going to go to children's, and then fast forward, like within a decade,
Correct.
What's going on?
Well, we had already had the 2 daughters, and I was pregnant with our 3rd daughter. Well, we didn't know she was a daughter. And at my ultrasound at 21 weeks, the doctor came in and said, there's something wrong with your baby. And we said, okay. And it was called, she had a birth defect called an emphalocele, where her liver, bowel, and intestines were growing outside of her body. And we were down in Green Bay at the doctor, and Nick said, what would you do if it was your child? He said, I would go to Children's. And within an hour, they had us on the phone with fetal concerns here at Children's. And then we went through the whole process. Before I was pregnant, we delivered her down here.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We delivered her down here, and we were here with her for 6 weeks, about, and just trying to get her to eat. And
How do you do that with those 2 other little ones at home?
well, we had Grandma and Grandpa help a lot, and then they would come on the weekends a lot of times. And the child life specialists were awesome because they helped us as well and them go through all of that.
So now when Angelina was in the NICU at Children's, is that when you got the phone call?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were in the NICU, and we got a call from her daycare where the girls were, saying, we think your Sophia, who was 4 at the time, we think she may have just had a seizure. And we're sitting there going, well, I don't know what we can do right now.
Right. You're here.
Yeah.
Right. So that was getting towards, I think, within a couple weeks towards the end of Angelina's first visit. Went back. We were referred to a doctor up in Green Bay, and finding out that she had seizures ongoing. They ended up progressing until she was about age 12, I think is when they started to really get out of control. She'd start having them at school, and her older sister is 11 months older, so they'd call her down in school, and it was really hard for any middle school girl, right? It's hard to begin with, let alone having something wrong. And we were referred to a neurologist that was up in Green Bay that was with a different hospital network. And so we went through Mayo Clinic and all of these, and we just didn't feel as comfortable. We had our experience with Children's. We called our contact, Denise, who has been amazing down here, and she said, give me a few minutes, I'll call you back. And she had reached out and talked to Dr. Hecox, who was the head of neurology at that time, and said, I have an appointment set up for you next week. Come down. And as soon as we were here, it was the right decision going, this is what we have to bring her back down here. And so ended up having a form of epilepsy, and ended up having 2 different surgeries. Removed all of her amygdala and I think 3/4 of her hippocampus. Obviously, they always tell you what the success rate is, and it wasn't extremely high at that time. But having the 3 girls, we just thought we have to do this to give her the best chance at a normal life,
Right.
and hopeful. And I think it was right as in this wing that the neurology department epilepsy floor had opened. So, yeah, great experience.
And how long ago was that?
It'll be 9 years in July.
And how is she doing now?
Pretty amazing. She has gone to college. She's in college right now. She had a golf scholarship. She has I'll just call it a gift for children that are less fortunate. She works full time, working with nonverbal children, highly autistic children and young adults, and just absolutely loves it. She's got a gift for that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
After overcoming, the obstacle that could have been there, I mean, so many things.
Right.
The medical expertise and everything else provided by children to help get her to where she is now. And how's your other daughter doing?
Angelina's doing awesome. We were here with her for about 6 or 7 weeks, and then after about a few months, they did a surgery to pull her stomach muscles together because everything went in on its own, but they had to pull the muscles together.
Okay.
Dr. Cookins did that, and they said originally 3 to 5 surgeries. We did one, and we had to go back a few months later to do another one, and it was really long surgery, and we were in the waiting room, and they came out, and he's like, "We're all done. That's it.
Wow.
Like,
That's she
all
needed.
done,
All
all
done."
done.
And it's phenomenal. She has no belly button, which Dad loves, no piercing.
Yeah.
But it's a scar. He did a phenomenal job. I mean, it's straight, and it's phenomenal.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And so she's a dancer. Does everything. Sophia, 2 weeks after her brain surgery, she was pitching a softball. Not to mine, but he was the
Yeah.
coach, and he's like, "She's okay."
I think I was convincing myself.
Yeah. Well, she is okay, right? I mean, that's the moral of the story is that they give you hope, but it's not unfounded. They give every family hope, and if there's any hope out there, they know how to take advantage of it. They will see the light when a lot of people see only darkness.
Right.
It's really quite amazing.
Dr. Lou, Sophia's surgeon, you're overwhelmed with all of the professionals here, and when they're working on your daughter and her brain, he comes out and he's very calm demeanor, and we were just like, "Oh my gosh, you've saved our daughter." And he was just matter of fact going, "This is what I do. As though it was
Yeah,
everyday
Every day,
routine."
yeah.
What do they say though? Like,
Right.
not all superheroes wear capes.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nurses were
Phenomenal.
amazing, just the comfort and the care that they gave not only us in support, but the children and the sisters when they would come down. It's just, I know a lot of people say it, but it's a family feel that you can't get somewhere else. To have it in our backyard is.
And you guys know from firsthand experience you can't get it anywhere else because you tried.
Right.
You did it with your daughter.
And you would have gone anywhere, right, as parents?
Correct.
That's what
Right.
you do.
Exactly.
You
Lucky
went to the
enough
Mayo
that it's
Clinic
here.
and, it just didn't quite work out
Right.
there and you end up here.
Mhm.
And, I don't want to say problem solved like it was easy, but problem solved.
Yeah.
Just taken care of.
And the impact on our oldest daughter, who just graduated, didn't have anything, right? Which is fantastic, but it changed her course of life. So she is just starting grad school to be a licensed counselor for mental health for children specifically. So it's just all of them have this affinity around helping children as a result of just what our life's been like the last 15 years.
I should be very proud of that. That's awesome.
Thank you so much for coming down and sharing the story. What a story it is, too. And what great parents you are. Think about how giving and caring your daughters are. And they get that from someone. Thank you. We appreciate that. Thanks for
Thank
coming all the way down here. It's a really Green Bay, another family that's affected by your donations in a very positive way. So please, whatever you can afford to donate, Your money is being tripled. The Miracle Marathon goes till 5 p.m. Dare to care. Make a difference in the lives of these kids and these families. 414-337-WKLH, which is 9554. And we'll be back with more Miracle Marathon coming up.